And we are live again, folks. Good afternoon. Andy here within South Florida with Mario Quintero. Another episode of the One Stop Shop here with the Mind of Quintero. And folks, we have a great show for you guys today. We're talking about a topic that I just spoke to Mario about, and I was confused. My mom is confused, and there's a big misconception. So we're going to get into this in a minute here. I just want to give a chance for everybody to come in here. And you saw what happened there to the Wi-Fi network, right? It almost dropped out on us here. So let me go ahead and get this shared to a group since we're on here already. And let me just go ahead and share this since we are live. And let's see here. So swipe up, swipe down. All right, it's giving me an error here with a network connection, so we're not going to share it yet. We will share this later on. So, folks, we're here with Mario Quintero, and this is the third episode of the One Stop Shop here. As we know, we refer to Mario Quintero as a One Stop Shop because he's an expert not only in the real estate end of items of transactions, but also in the mortgage. Mario, before we get into today's topic, you want to expand a little bit on the concept of the one-stop shop and what makes you unique in this field?
Well, basically, the one-stop shop is a place where we can handle just about anything for our clients, from the financial assessment, pre-qualification of how much of a home they could buy, to locating a house for them, then financing the house, and also listing a home if a person wants to sell the home. So sometimes we have sellers that we sell a home, we pre-qualify them for their next home, and then we help them find that home. That's what the one-stop shop concept is.
One-stop shop, Mario Quintero. Hey, John, welcome to the broadcast. Vanessa, welcome. Everybody else that tuned in, you went by real quick, so welcome to the broadcast. Folks, today we're talking about something very, very interesting. We're talking about reverse mortgages. And it seems to be like there's a lot of misconception out there, Mario. And I myself, just a few minutes ago, was asking him to expand on that. And I just learned that the stuff that I knew about reverse mortgages is completely wrong. Mario, what is a reverse mortgage?
Basically, a reverse mortgage is for people that are over 62 years old.
Okay.
Who want to use the equity in their home to be able to basically do anything they want with that equity, and they have to make no mortgage payments. All they need to do is maintain the taxes and the insurance. There are some qualifications that they need to have. However, it's widely used by seniors. I did it for my own parents back in 2008,
okay.
And I've done it for several of my family members, aunts, and other family members. It's a very good product. It just needs to be properly understood.
And there's a lot of misconception in there. I can tell you from personal experience. My mom had talked to me a couple of years ago about doing reverse mortgage, and she didn't want to do it because then neither me or my son or anybody would have the house because it will go back to the bank in her mind. Mm-hmm. So we're probably going to have addressed that. But tell me a little bit about the different types of properties that are eligible.
So all types of residential properties are eligible.
Okay.
Single family home, townhomes, and also duplex, triplex, and fourplex. Those property types are all eligible. Condos are also eligible. However, with condos, a while back ago, a few years ago, during the real estate bubble, the government, FHA, instituted that the entire association had to be FHA approved.
Okay.
So right now that has put a hindrance on a lot of people that own condos that have a lot of equity to be able to do a reverse mortgage on a condo. So the first thing we do is we look if it's FHA approved. If it is, then we can move forward. If not, the main focus is single family homes, townhomes, duplex, triplex, and fourplex.
So Mario, I want to see if I get this straight and I understand this. Let's say that my parents or somebody's parents are watching this, or some seniors are watching this broadcast, and they may have the idea, hey, I want to do a reverse mortgage on my property, and I'm going to buy a house. Can somebody use a reverse mortgage to purchase a home?
So yes, and that's a piece of information a lot of people don't know, is that
I had no clue.
is that you can use a reverse mortgage to purchase a home. So, for example, let's say you have a couple that wants to downsize and they're over 62 years old. They can sell their current home and then look for their new home. They might be going from a 5-bedroom home to a 3-2, and they can use a reverse mortgage to make that purchase. We basically pre-qualify them because they're going to need about 50% down of whatever the new purchase price is. But if they're selling a home and they're getting all that equity out of that home that they've owned for many years, they're going to have sufficient money to make that purchase. Right. They will get a reverse mortgage for about 50% of the value, and they will be able to live in that home until when they decide to move or they pass away. And at that point, during that entire period, all they had to do was maintain the taxes and the homeowner's insurance.
That's a great idea for somebody that has had a family and they're empty nesters, and let's say the kids are moved away or college or getting married and they want to downsize into the property.
I had recently a retiring principal from Dade County School System,
right,
and she came to me, referred, and she wanted to buy a home up in the Orlando area in a 55 plus community, a brand new home. And she wanted to buy the home cash. And I said to her, why are you buying that home cash? I said, you have enough money to buy that home with a reverse mortgage, and you could keep the other half of the money in your bank account.
Wow.
And she followed my recommendations, and she's been up there now, enjoying that home with her little golf cart, riding around the community all the time, and she's very happy.
That's another happy client of Mario Quintero.
Yes.
Mario, a little bit off topic. We have some more questions about reverse mortgage, but how many of these happy people are out there that you've helped to solve their dream, their home issues, and been able to get them into the property of their own choice?
So you're talking on a reverse mortgage purchase?
No, in general, baby, because and we're going off topic here, folks, but this guy is a resource. How many years have you been in business?
So we've been in business since November of 2002.
2002.
So we're celebrating our 16th year in business this coming November, and we've helped, I want to say, thousands of people with a reverse mortgage. In fact, wow. I was published a few years ago in the National Reverse Mortgage Lenders Association magazine because there was a time where we helped close to 30 people that were in foreclosure, and we helped them out of their foreclosure and helped save their home with a reverse mortgage. And that was very satisfying to us, to be able to see people that were about to lose their home, to be able to help them with a reverse mortgage save their home. Today, with financial assessment and the underwriting guidelines, that's very difficult to do. But at one point, we had saved 30 families their homes with a reverse mortgage.
And folks, that's what makes a difference. There's a ton of real estate agents out there, a ton of mortgage brokers out there. Not that many one-stop shops here like Mario, and definitely not that many with so much experience and people that he has helped to get into their dream property. But we're getting off topic. Let's focus on reverse mortgage because this is some important stuff here. The next question that we have that somebody submitted was, can the children still inherit their home when the parents passed away? And I know that was what I thought, that somebody could not do that, and you just told me that is incorrect. Explain that, please.
That's a major misconception
about
the reverse mortgage.
So I don't feel bad.
You don't feel bad.
I don't feel bad.
That is the primary thing, and
that's about the best reason to get a reverse mortgage where you're on the fringe of foreclosure. Question from Mark.
So Mark, thanks for the question. Unfortunately, when the people today, based on the financial assessment underwriting guidelines, if they're in foreclosure, it means that they haven't been making their mortgage payments.
Right.
So in the past, we were able to get it done even though they had not been making the payments in the manner of a hardship. With the current financial assessment guidelines, that is no longer available to be done. They hold that against the borrower, and it's very difficult to get somebody out of foreclosure in today's financial assessment guidelines. We're hopeful that with the new Secretary of HUD, that some of those rules will be looked at again and hopefully reversed in the future.
So with your original question, when can the children still inherit the property if
Yes.
the parents did they pass away?
Yes, one of the things that we suggest to our reverse mortgage clients is to, during the process, to execute what we call an enhanced life estate deed.
Okay.
That enhanced life estate deed names the children as the heirs to the property. It could
Oh,
be
interesting.
one child, it could be 4 children, 5 children, and the day that the parents pass away, both of them, then the children will take that deed with the death certificate, go down to the county, record it, and within 72 hours, the property will change to the name of the children.
Wow.
And then the children will have the opportunity to either refinance the reverse mortgage debt so
Okay.
that they could keep the home, either to live in it or as an investment property, or they can sell the home. And when they sell the home, whatever remaining equity the home has at closing will be distributed amongst the heirs. So that is one of the biggest misconceptions about a reverse mortgage. And we just closed our third reverse mortgage this past month for the heirs of 3 different clients that we had done back in 2008, that the parents
Wow.
recently passed away, and the children came back. We sold the home, and then whatever equity was left over, they were able to secure.
It is absolutely a misconception, and I know from personal experience that I've heard that from my mom all the time. My mom is, retired, a little bit older, and she has a condo she owns completely free and clear. And, she's wanted to do a reverse mortgage to travel with her husband and just go out there. And her main fear has been that I want to leave the condo for you guys. I don't want the bank to go ahead and take it. And I didn't know any better. So that is a great piece of information. Folks, we have a couple more questions here. If you have your own questions, please, we welcome you to type them in the chat. I want to welcome Archimedes. I want to welcome Norberto. I want to welcome Maria. And I want to welcome John that came in the broadcast. And there's a lot more of you, but the comments are coming in strong. Just to give you a recap, if you just tuned in, my name is Andy in South Florida, and I'm here with Mr. Mario Quintero, the one-stop shop for real estate and mortgage. It's marioshomenews.com. We got our sign back there, Strzok and Tanner Mortgage. And this guy is the authority in the real estate space here in South Florida. So welcome to the broadcast. If you have anybody that you feel needs this information, you're welcome to share it now on your Facebook feed. If you're watching us on the replay, you're welcome to share it as well and leave comments. Mario will get with you and answer any questions that you may have. By the way, Mario, we talked about it on other broadcasts, but I think it's good with everybody watching that everybody knows. You don't charge for this service.
No.
You don't charge for the information that you give and the couples and the families that you help.
No, once again, we do not charge. We can have 1, 2, 3 different consultations. We do these consultations throughout the state of Florida. So I want you to understand that one of the things that I've done and how I've built my business is I like the face-to-face consultations, and I've traveled as far as Tarpon Springs, Florida,
Wow.
to meet with families on a reverse mortgage. Orlando, Jacksonville,
Right.
Daytona Beach, the West Coast. So when we're talking reverse mortgage, a lot of the senior community prefers the face-to-face type of engagement
Of
with the person that they're dealing with.
It's a factor of trust. It's a trust factor.
Today there's many national companies that prefer to do it over the phone, email, send a FedEx envelope, let the person read it themselves. We literally go through the stack of 186 pages that there
Wow.
are on a reverse mortgage loan package. We go through everything. We explain everything face to face
Wow.
in the comfort of their kitchen or dining room, and that makes them feel a lot at ease. We also come back to complete the package in person, and I'm at the closing table with them the day that we close.
Service.
That's what it's all about.
Service 100% all
That's
the
what
way.
it's all about.
Mario, when a reverse mortgage is done, what are some of the responsibilities of the homeowners?
The primary responsibility of the homeowner is they have to live in the home as their primary residence.
Important. Okay.
They have to pay the real estate taxes and keep those up to date, and keep the home insured. Those are the three main responsibilities. Now, the person or the reverse mortgage borrowers are allowed to leave the home for up to 11 months at a time, as long as they come back to the home. So sometimes we have seniors that want to travel on a long trip all throughout Europe for 6 months. They can do that. We've had other clients that, for whatever reason, needed extended care outside the home at an assisted living facility or a hospital, and they've left the home for 4, 5, 6, 7 months and have come back to the home. So it's a very flexible product for the person or persons to be able to age in place gracefully.
Interesting. And Mario, you mentioned a couple of different scenarios, and I want to make reference to those of you that have watched us to last week's topics about the turbulences. And you probably have a lot of turbulences in this reverse mortgage transactions, where a lot of stuff can go wrong and a lot of caveats are attached to that. And we talked about that, folks. If you missed that episode, go back into the feed here on Facebook or go visit his website, and you could catch up on all the videos that we have been producing in Mario. And he is basically sharing the mind of Quintero to his audience through Facebook Live and other social media channels, so that once you come and visit Mario, you already know about him, you already know his expertise, and you can get a feel for the type of transaction that's going to occur. Mario, you know, we live in South Florida. We have a very large population of folks that are come here to retire. A lot of us have parents that are aging, you know. So what is the future of reverse mortgages with our people in our community?
So I think the future is bright as soon as HUD is able to reverse, pardon the pun, reverse some of the rules that were instituted over the last 9 years. There's trillions of dollars right now in this country in senior equity in their homes, just sitting there that they can't use. So a lot of the baby boomers are looking at this product to be able to enhance their lifestyle,
of course,
in their glory years. Okay, so we're looking at that as a positive thing. There are a number of portfolio products that are currently being introduced, which are not HUD insured. They're privately done products in order to be able to enhance the product now. For some condos, let's say, that don't qualify for the standard reverse, if those condos are worth, let's say, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, then we may look at a portfolio product if the association is not approved.
Nice.
The other thing is we're looking and hopeful that the principal limit, that the benefits that the senior receives will be increased back to some of the levels that we had back prior to the real estate bubble. Right now we're between a 50 and 55% of appraisal is what the benefit is, and we're looking to hopefully get back into the 60 to 70% range like we did back in the day. Also, we're hopeful that HUD is studying the condo rules, and that they will be able to go back to what we call a condo affidavit, where someone that lives in the condo, we will be able to send a one sheet of paper approved by the lender to the association, and the association approves each individual unit one at a time.
That's awesome.
Versus having the entire association approved.
That's awesome.
Another thing that we're finding recently is that the initial call that we get for most reverse mortgage borrowers are from their children. The children are the ones that are doing doing the research for their parents, and we encourage that because it's an important decision, and we prefer to have the entire family involved in the process. Even though many times the parents will say, well, it's my final decision, that's fine, but to have harmony in the family and make sure that everyone understands the product, we always encourage the children to attend the meetings so that they are informed as to what the parents are doing throughout the entire process, and hopefully they can also attend the closing.
That makes complete sense. I mean, I'm going to assume that most people that are hearing this message and watching want the best for their parents at the time that they're looking to retire, and they want them to travel and enjoy themselves and not have to worry about being providers, and because the kids are already established, and it's hard to see our parents have a hard time with financial matters and issues that are beyond their control, and issues that affect a very large percentage of our market and our population. So when kids call and inquire about this, I'm glad that is an option, and it could be made a decision within the family. So that you're right, so that, hey, if mom's away on a cruise, that's fantastic. I helped her get a reverse mortgage last year, and she's having the time of her life.
One of the things about this product that I want to talk a little bit about before we end up today's session is that this is a HUD FHA insured product.
Okay.
What that means is that the government is actually insuring this product and is the one that creates the guidelines for approval. What does that insurance mean? What it means is that the terms that the borrower signs for at closing will never change, regardless of what happens to the economy, whatever happens to the bank. The actual terms and conditions can never change because it's insured by FHA. Number two, consider that FHA insurance like a gap insurance.
Okay.
In the event that the borrower is blessed with many years of health and they live to be over 100 and they outlive the equity in their home, that insurance will cover the heirs for any monies that are above the appraised value the day that the parents pass away or move out of the home.
That's awesome.
So that the heirs will not be left with a debt. FHA actually pays that amount of money that is above the appraised value at the time of the occurrence. We've had many people that have had the product. One of the spouses passes away and wants to move out of the home. They can actually sell the home to the children or a relative for 95% of the appraised value.
That's awesome.
At the time of the occurrence.
That's awesome.
If the home is upside down. Okay. If it's not upside down, then they would have to buy it for market value. But that is key to this product, and a lot of people have no understanding about that FHA insurance.
Well, it's a topic that is vague, and the industry, as I'm sure you know, has been plagued in the past with scams, and you hear about it, and people that have been scammed on this thing with reverse mortgage. It's almost as if you hear the words reverse mortgage and you kind of associate scam with it, and in reality, this is a legit program that is available to seniors and others.
What a lot of people don't know is that this product has been around since 1989.
Wow.
It was signed into law by Congress through President Reagan, and you just started hearing a lot about it in 2004, 2005. And then, unfortunately, a lot of people did it during 04 and 05, 06, 07, and then when the real estate bubble came, it affected a lot of people in a negative way. Okay, because of the bubble, the economy, people couldn't keep paying the taxes and the insurance, and many people had to either sell a house or default.
Get it.
But it's a great product, and it's been around for a long time.
Fantastic. Mario, I'm sure there's people listening and say, you know what? I didn't know this about reverse mortgages. I need to find out more about this. If somebody's out there listening to this and they have that question in their mind that they want to learn more about reverse mortgages or expand on this, is there a number that they can get in contact with you at?
The office number here is 305-598-1600, or you could call me on my cell, 305-588-0451.
No problem. Dinah, welcome to the broadcast. Dinah, you joined in at the end. We welcome you to see this from the beginning. This is a very cool conversation here on reverse mortgages, and we are live, as you can tell, folks. This is not rehearsed, not a commercial here. I want to thank everybody for the love. Thanks everybody for tuning in. This is the third episode. Keep watching because Mario's just going to build and add on to the knowledge base that he has earned over all these years in the industry. And you can benefit. You can benefit if you're looking to buy a home, sell a home, get a mortgage, any type of real estate transaction that you're thinking of doing. Don't delay. Get in contact with Mario today and you can benefit and take advantage of his knowledge, the mind of Quintero, which I named it during the first broadcast, and I think that is going to remain. But Mario is definitely the one-stop shop. Sorry, Dinah, no need to apologize. You're always welcome to our broadcasts. So, folks, thank you for the love. Get in contact with Mario, marioshomenews.com. You can check it out. And stay tuned next week. Should we give him a teaser, or should we keep it in?
We'll keep it on the wraps.
We'll keep it on the wraps. We'll keep it on the wraps, folks. Thanks again. Share this on your social media networks. Share this to your Facebook groups, and let's get everybody in South Florida comfortable and on the edge about the latest best practices in the real estate and mortgage industry. And this guy is it. He knows what's going on. And again, the consultations are free. There's no fear. I mean, if you have any questions, get a hold of him. He's awesome. Mario, thank you, my friend.
Thanks, Andy.
You're
Appreciate
great.
the time.
Folks, thank you for the love. Share this. We'll come back to you next week. Talk to you soon.